Okay, so if you've already watched part 1, you notice at the end of the video I was going back to the paragraph to find the sentence that showed that Molly would not make fun of a classmate. So going back to paragraph 4. I felt anxious telling her about my struggles in class, but I knew that Molly wasn't the type of person that would make fun of a classmate, so I know that based on that answer. Number 4 is H. She was grateful for her help. Number 5. In paragraph 4, the word anxious means this is a question where you plug in each answer choice. So where I see the word anxious, I replace that with my answer choices. So I first have confused. I felt confused telling her about my struggles. I felt nervous. I felt nervous telling her about my struggles, possibly. I felt angry telling her about my struggles. I felt confident about telling her about my struggles. I know that it's not D. Oops. That's not D. I felt confused. We know that she's not confused about her struggles. She knows exactly what she needs help with. She's not angry. So it is B as in boy. I felt nervous. Another word for anxious is nervous. 6. The author included paragraph 3 to F. Emphasize the narrator's successful attempts to learn on her own. G. Show the narrator's growing hopelessness. H. Explain how the narrator studied for her test. Or J. Describe why the narrator hated math. I'm going to go back and reread paragraph 3. I'm going to highlight this. I know exactly what I'm going back to. I'm going back to paragraph 3 and reread. I knew I needed to do something because I needed to pass the test on Friday, or else I would fail math. I went home that night and looked over my notes. They didn't make any sense. I looked in the textbook and tried to do practice problems, but it was useless. I had all the answers wrong. The test was 4 days away, and I didn't know how I would pass. I'm going to go back to the question, question 6, that I've read, paragraph 3. Why did this author include paragraph 3? One that I can eliminate. Emphasize the narrative successful attempts. Well, we know that based on that paragraph, she's not successful. She is struggling. She needs some help. It's not F. Show the narrator's growing hopelessness. Possibly, I'll leave that one. Explain how the narrator studied for the test. That's a possibility. It does show her steps, what she's doing. Describe why the narrator hated math. That does not tell me why she hates math. So I'm left with G and H. So my answer is G. To show the narrator's growing hopelessness, it shows us how she's answering problems, but she's getting them wrong. So it's not explaining how the narrator studied for the test. It is to show us that she's growing hopeless. G. 7. Which sentence from the selection best shows that the author is determined? A. I tried to keep up, but it was no use. B. In elementary school, I had done well in math. C. I knew I needed to do something because I needed to pass the test on Friday or else I would fail math. D. The next day at school, Math class was the same as always. Again, the question is asking us which sentence from the selection best shows that the author is determined. But my answer does not show that she's determined. I'm not going to choose it. I tried to keep up, but it was no use. A does not show me that she's determined. It shows me that she's given up. I'm not going to choose A. B, in elementary school, I had done well in math. That didn't tell me anything. So I'm going to cross that one out. C, I knew I needed to do something because I needed to pass a test on Friday or else I would fail math. Possibly. I'll leave that one. D, the next day of school, math class was the same as always. That does not show me that she's determined, so I am left with C. C is your answer. The process of elimination. Number 8. What is the best summary of the selection? The best way to address these questions is to first go back and summarize the text, giving me the beginning, the middle, and the end. I'm going to read F. The author was a terrible math student. She determined that she will fail her math class because she is confused. She decided that she needed to be transferred out of the advanced math class. G. The author struggled in her advanced math class. She finally acknowledged that she needed help and decided to take action. After being tutored by a classmate, she learned that asking questions and practicing can help her overcome obstacles. This does give me clear clues on the beginning, middle, and end, so I'm going to leave this as a choice. H. The author failed many times in school. She was too embarrassed to ask her classmates for help. She studied really hard and passed the test. This leaves out some clues, but I'm not going to choose H. It leaves out a lot of key details. J. The author didn't have enough courage to ask the teacher for help in math class. She was afraid she would be punished by her parents if she failed another math test. She was very surprised when she actually passed the math test. I'm going to X this one out because they do not tell us whether she passed the test or not. We have to make an inference. They leave us on a cliff. It's called a cliffhanger. They don't tell us exactly if she passed or not, so I know this is not my answer choice. So I'm left with F and G, and my answer is dun, 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 G. No, it's because it gives me the beginning, middle, and end. She struggled. She was tutored by a classmate, and she overcame her obstacles. This just leaves us with, this will be the resolution. She decided that she needed to be transferred out of the math class. We know that's not how it ends. So G captures the beginning, middle, and end of the story. Number 9, 2 more. The author includes the phrase was lost in paragraph 4 to suggest that the narrator, let me go back and locate that sentence, and I would admonish you to do this while you're in your test on next week. Make sure you're going back and forth to the text and not just making an assumption. Okay, there we go. Please make sure you're using all of your strategies next week and not just guessing and making assumptions. Okay, back to paragraph 4 to find was lost. And please continue to watch the rest of the video. Listen. I'm looking for the keywords was lost. Since I don't find it, I'm going to read the entire paragraph. The next day at school, math class was the same as always. Miss Alexander put problems on the board, and we solved them. When she went over the answers, mine were all wrong. When she explained how to solve the problems, I was lost. I was beginning to lose hope when I noticed my neighbor, Molly Hunter, sitting on a row away. When we played review games, she always won, and she always volunteered to solve the problems on the board. Molly and I weren't friends. We rode the bus, and we said hello to each other. I felt anxious telling her about my struggles in class, but I knew that Molly wasn't the type of person who would make fun of a classmate. So I gathered my courage and caught up to her in class. So what's lost is here. All right. Why does the author include that? A, could not find the classroom. Well, we know she knows where her class is, so that's wrong. She knows where her math class is. She's not lost like in location. She knows where her class is. B, didn't want Molly's help. Maybe. Could not understand how to complete the math problems. Maybe. D, took the wrong bus and couldn't find the way home. Well, we know that's incorrect. So we're left with B and C. The best answer for this one is, drum roll please, C, could not understand how to complete the math problem. She keeps saying when Miss Alexander partnered numbers with letters, she was completely lost. When she's writing on the board, she's completely lost. So it is a sign she's not able to comprehend or understand. There we go. And last one, 10. You can always go back and watch any part if you need to for more clarification. How does the setting influence the author's conflict in the selection? This was a loaded question, so we had to break this down. We have to know what setting is. We have to know what this word influence means, and then we have to know what the author's conflict is. The author's conflict is she's struggling in the math class. So let's look at the answer choices. If it makes her feel insecure about math, well, that is a great possibility because she does feel insecure about math. Well, so we'll keep that one. G, it offers her a chance to change teachers. We know that she does not have the power or the authority to change her class. So, nope, it's not G. H, it provides her with the opportunity to challenge Molly in class. Well, she does get a chance to work with Molly, so maybe that challenges her. So we'll leave H. J, it causes the author to have to learn a foreign language. We know that she is not learning a foreign language, so I'm not going to have that one as the answer choice. She's in math class. She spoke very briefly about her teacher sounding like she was speaking a foreign language, but that's just to kind of get you tripped up. That is not our answer. So we're left with F and H. And for this question, our best answer for number 10 is F as in Frank. It makes her feel insecure about math class. Let me circle it again. So again, this has been a video lesson going over math problems. Please review this as many times as you need to. In preparation of your test for next week, please use the strategies, take your time. And you also will have the opportunity to grade yourself. If you see that you get less than a 70, so there are only 10 questions, you're welcome to do test corrections. Try to give me the right answer based on whichever one you got wrong, and then tell me how you know this is the correct answer. I look forward to seeing you guys in class. Have an amazing day. I will see you soon.